Hello everyone, welcome back to another video looking at the big annual library book sale. I've been doing this literally since I started this channel, so if you've been watching a long time, you'll recognize this. Every June, went to day one. They moved to a different location, actually an old location where they used to be, and it's a little bit smaller, and it was more crowded than last year. I was 60 something in line like 40 minutes early, so it was packed, and there were a couple sections that were hard to get to, so going to wait and go back the third day where they do half price, which is already great. I mean, the price is already fantastic. That's why it's so busy. I got everything in here today for like well under $100, which was really good. I think it was like $80 something overall. So excellent. Going to go start through tons of the paperbacks. I cleared out so much like decent stuff in the science fiction and fantasy this time. The areas I really want to hit more, obviously, they have the sections where it's just set price like 50 cents for all paperbacks, $1 for hardcovers, and they have another section that's all individually priced stuff. I browsed through that very quickly the first day. Normally I don't get a whole lot. That's more. I wait till the third day and really hit that hard. And the kids' books this time they were smaller, about half as much as last year, and very hard to get to. That section sometimes just gets so crowded that you can hang out there for half an hour and only look at a part of a table. So those are the sections I want to really focus on when I go back on the third day. Second day, I'm not going to go this year. I don't think I did last year either. The problem is, it used to be the second day they had so much stuff. The second day there'd be new stuff out. That's no longer a thing. So probably not going to go tomorrow. I don't think I will. Probably just wait till the third day. But let's start with a stack of Piers Anthony. So a bunch of books, mostly paperbacks, and then actually did really well on the first day with the DVDs. Normally, those I don't hit hard till the last day when they're half price, but there was some good stuff there, and they were only $2 to $3 a piece. So that was really good. So Piers Anthony, a whole stack of stuff from him. Out of Phase, Juxtaposition, Castle Rovan, never heard of that one. Dragon on a Pedestal, so a bunch of like Xanth novels, really. The Source of Magic, then some Anne McCaffrey, Dragon's Dawn, Dragon Quest, At the Wires of Pern, and Morath. Dragon Flight, The White Dragon, and Dragon Drums. And some of the Mage World books, we have The Gathering Flame, the prequel to Mage World, and then books 2, 3, and 5 randomly. And luckily, finding all these ones that are kind of related, those are good to find. And I had to like search around because they weren't exactly, all in a row organized, so cleared a big section off there. Then we have these Mindy L. Klasky books. Got a nice little selection of those. A ton of individual science fiction and fantasy books, part of the Indigo series, book 3, The Magic Engineer. Indigo, book 6. Some Dragonlance with Soulforge. We have Shards of the Empire. I love a lot of these, older classic fantasy and science fiction books. I just really love the artwork from a lot of the ones that are more 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, into like the early 80s with some of those like doll, gold spine ones, but Swords Against Wizardry. And there's a couple in here that, I'm sure Amanda will want to look through these too, that I'll probably want to read. So it's not all just stuff for the store, or stuff maybe I'll read and then put on store kind of stuff. So that's what's always fun. Section G, United Planets. There's a lot that just looks fascinating. Infinite Dreams, more than you could ever read in a lifetime. That's the problem with every form of media, whether it's books, movies, whatever. There's never enough time to just explore everything you actually want to check out. One that I'm probably definitely going to read, though, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Spike and Drew, Pretty Maids All in a Row. Definitely wanted to check out a Buffy book. Crown of Fire, I've read that before and sold that a million times, that Ed Greenwood book. Return to the Stars, Ghost Hunt. That one looks pretty interesting. The Best of Keith Lemire. Never heard of this author, but chilling masterpieces of science fiction suspense. Some of the James Blish Star Trek 5 and 6. another big stack. We have, edited by Isaac Asimov, we have great science fiction classics. Where do we go from here? 17. From one of the Timescape books, don't see these very often. New Dimensions, 12. Don't see those. This is a really interesting cover from Spider Robinson, Time Travelers, Strictly Cash. This really old ace, actually, what is the date on this one? Because this looks pretty cool. It's hard to find some of these real older ones. It's hard to find the actual copyright. 1960, originally 33, but 60. The Swordsman of Mars. He wore another man's body on the Red Planet. And this is cool. I've never seen this one before. This one's actually going to be for me. We have the Monsters of Star Trek. So, as the Mugato, the Salt Vampire, Yarnek, a whole bunch of stuff. I've never seen this one before, so I'm going to check that out. It's definitely going to be for us. Twilight at the Well of Souls. Cry Silver Bells. City at the World's End. Arthur C. Clarke, Expedition Earth. 11 fine science fiction stories. Thieves' World, Book 1. Shaggy Planet. The 7 Cardinal Virtues of Science Fiction. There's another cool old one, Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan and the City of Gold. The Magic of Recluse. The Coming of Strangers. Murkheim. Knights of Ghosts and Shadows. Really cool cover on this Robert A. Heinlein book, Methuselah's Children. That's a really cool cover. So many amazing just artwork. It used to be great. Now it's all, I don't know, a lot of the modern ones, it looks like it's just some Photoshop junk of, real people and whatever. But Tales of Power. The Fantastic Imagination, an anthology of high fantasy. That seems interesting. I might want to check that one out. And this is really cool. I like this. This Dark Advent demon with the screaming face on the inside of the mouth. Open that up. That's really cool. I like that one. And another classic, Forgotten Realms book, Darkwalker on Moonshae. The Wizardry Completed. Wheels of Fire. When the Bow Breaks. Another old Isaac Asimov. Nightfall and Other Stories. Mercedes Lackey, Summoned to Tourney. Heard that one before. This is one of my favorite Star Wars books, Children of the Jedi. That's a really good one. Born to Run. Bedlam Boys. Time Enough for Love. Actually, never heard of this one. This Heinlein book. Never heard of this one. I might want to check that one out. I'll have to look through that one. Galactic Alarm. So What Killed the Vampire? Carter Brown mystery. These are always really cool. And I only got to vaguely kind of look through the mystery section. There's another one I want to check out. There were just so many people today. That was really rough. Actually, when I was leaving, they were telling people that they're basically turning people away because the parking lot was completely full. Like, as I pulled out, the car pulled in, and I was the only spot open, and there were lines of people, and they were parking across the street, just along where people's houses are, and near this university that's near there. It was unbelievable how much was there. But so hopefully there's at least some stuff to look through on the third day. Space for Hire. On the Chronicles of Thomas, The Covenant of the Unbeliever, books 1 and 2. And then from Sharon Green, we have books 2 and 3 of The Blending. Couldn't find book 1, but we have Competitions and Challenges. Then a few more here. The Twilight Zone Companion. I actually want to look through this. This is a cool find for 50 cents. Twilight Zone Companion, as well as Darker Than You Think. Some interesting cover art. And then 2 books I actually paid $1 for. We have Mission Impossible, hardcover book from the TV series, not any of the movies. And then this early I think it's 64, just off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember, of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's a tiny bit beat up, a little bit of like staining, and you can see there, but it's in pretty good shape. So this, was definitely worth picking up for $1, because this will probably pay for about a third of everything that I spent today. So it's a pretty decent. And then in the kids books, again, the kids books it was hard to get through, and there weren't a whole lot this time. So I'm really hoping we'll see in the individually priced section. I only briefly went through, so we'll see. But didn't really get a whole lot of kids books, but I did find 2 manga in with the kids books: Naruto 64 and StarCraft Frontline Volume 1. So that's another section that I want to hit up. So we will see. I don't know. I'm like debating whether or not I'm going tomorrow before we get to the DVDs here, because I like to wait to go to the third day, but it was so busy and there were a couple sections I really couldn't get to. That like maybe there's some stuff there and it'll all be gone if I wait 2 days. I don't know. We'll see. I'm debating. But we have a bunch of DVDs, actually 2 decent piles, because again, they were all like $2 or $3. It's been years since they've had VHS, and this time there were almost no Blu-rays. The past couple times they actually had a significant selection. It wasn't all good stuff, but none of that. It was just DVDs, and pretty decent selection. There's actually a lot there of TV shows that weren't worth picking up. Stuff like CSI and other ones that $3 a season, that was not worth grabbing. But we'll see what's there the last day to see what might be worth it for the store at that point too. But found Barbara Stanwyck in my reputation. Some Warner Archive, a couple in here, and sealed too. That's the thing, about half of these are sealed, which is excellent too for $2 or $3. Some Warner Archive, Jump into Hell, and It's Tough to Be Famous. I Married a Monster from Outer Space, The Bride Wore Terror. Just Tell Me What You Want. I'll stick over the title there. Just Tell Me What You Want. And we have Designing Women, a classic. Dragon's Lair. This is the Laserdisc game on DVD, so it's playable because it's just making choices pretty much. So this has been released in a bunch of different formats, like HD, DVD, and other stuff. But Don Bluth's Dragon's Lair. Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. That miniseries is a Kino Lorber release. Inherit the Wind. Some TV show stuff too. First season of Taxi. The first 3 seasons, I forget how many seasons there are, of Hunter, but every time I find any seasons of this, they always sell pretty quickly, especially this Anchor Bay version. There's a complete series set, which I'm trying to remember if that was Mill Creek or who that was. But yeah, so the first 3 seasons of that was well worth grabbing for about like $6 total. Hawaii Five-0, the first season. Diagnosis Murder, season 3. The classic Freaks, One of Us. I haven't seen that in a long time. This was really cool, an Arrow Video DVD. That was really nice to find in that section. But we have The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. That's a really cool release, actually, with, take the disc out here, alternate artwork, and so it's a cool Arrow release. Mork and Mindy, complete first season. Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 2. I always try and grab these, but they are really cheap. A couple odd Dragon Ball ones that were actually interesting. These are actually for $2 a piece. These are going to be for me. Hello, Molly. We have Showdown and Immortals. And why I wanted to check these out is that these are these Pioneer ones. The early ones have the original Ocean dub, which is what I first saw before it then was redone by Funimation and put on Cartoon Network. So that's really cool to have. They're only available really there's a big expensive Dragon box for those. I think it's called, I forget what it's called, but there's a box set that's like crazy. But these have those voices, which, again, as far as going for a dub, that's like the worst really compared to the Funimation dub, and then later on it was redubbed for Kai, and it got better. These are the worst ones. But there's a certain little sense of nostalgia because it's the first time that I ever saw an anime series. on TV and hearing those voices. So a couple random volumes of that's really cool to have. So I want to check those out, and have the Rock the Dragon opening, that like silly 90s rock opening. But yeah, a lot of nostalgia for those. And then the one I'm most excited about, because this is actually on my list to get and I just have not stumbled upon it, a series that was canceled after one season that was actually a pretty decent sci-fi show. We have the complete series of Earth 2. It's an interesting premise and a cool sci-fi show that did not last very long. One of those canceled. I forget how many episodes there were total. So it's a cool box set. It's kind of a unique design, and I love the extra features. They were like, oh great, they really show the time that this came from and like the audience is going for, because you have deleted and extended scenes, blooper reel with some outtakes, not a whole lot of behind the scenes stuff, just a little, but it includes 2 bonus episodes of 2 different shows from the time that are ones that I love. It has 1 episode of Sliders, Rules of the Game. Sliders, the first season, amazing, but Slider, and then it kind of went downhill each season, but that was fun. And an episode of Cleopatra 2525, love that show, A Quest for Firepower. So just weird extras for a complete series of Earth 2, but that's a really cool set. So overall, a very successful first day. Definitely 100%, obviously going back that 3rd day, half price day, I'm going to go through whatever is left, and I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to go tomorrow. We'll see if you see me or not. So, but yeah, really good first day, good deals overall, and hopefully it continues on and ends up being a really good week at this big annual book sale.